Ya pemirsa, kembali lagi dalam program Aku Anak Indonesia, masih bersama dengan teman-teman yang berprestasi dari SMP Muhammadiyah 8. Dan tadi baru saja kita saksikan penampilan dari Laila Fitriah yang membawakan puisi dalam bahasa Inggris berjudul I'm Muslimah. Luar biasa sekali puisinya. Terus berprestasi ya Laila ya. Nah sekarang saatnya kita menyaksikan performance dari adik kita, Lily, yang akan menampilkan storytelling nih. Penasaran banget nih storytellingnya tentang apa? Silakan Lily.
Long ago, a king and queen had a baby daughter named Rapunzel. What her devoted parents didn't know was that Rapunzel's hair contains healing magical power. A young, selfish old woman knew of the magical healing power and wanted to keep herself young. So she kidnapped the baby and raised her in a tower deep in the woods, never telling her that she was a princess. As Rapunzel's hair grew and grew, she loved gazing out of the tower window to see the floating lights at night every year on her birthday. She longed to leave the tower to see them up close, but Mother Gothel refused. Meanwhile, a young thief named Flynn Rider had stolen something important from the king's castle, and the royal guards were after him. Suddenly, he saw a perfect hiding place, a tower. After Flynn climbed inside the tower, Rapunzel knocked him out with a frying pan. Then she secretly inspected his bag that he carried. Inside, there was a sparkling golden object. It was so familiar. Flynn awoke and found himself tied to a chair with Rapunzel's long golden hair. Rapunzel pointed to the painting of the floating lights. Tomorrow was her 18th birthday. If Flynn could take her to see the floating lights, she'd return his crown back. After Flynn agreed to help, Rapunzel climbed down the tower using her own hair. She'd never been outside before, so when her feet touched the grass, she'd burst in excitement. Flynn and Rapunzel had an amazing adventure, but they were being chased. Mother Gothel was looking for them. And so were Flynn's partner in crime. They wanted the crown, and the royal guards were after Flynn. Day passed, and Rapunzel and Flynn managed to escape their pursuers. One morning, Rapunzel saw a breathtaking sight, a town with a castle sitting high above. She headed straight to it. Rapunzel was drawn to a painting of the king, the queen, and the baby, who was known as the lost princess. The baby had golden hair and green eyes, just like her. Flynn rode Rapunzel to see the floating lights, which were actually lanterns. Flynn gave Rapunzel a lantern of her own to set into the night. Rapunzel gave Flynn back his crown. The couple gazed into each other's eye. They were falling in love. Later, Flynn and Rapunzel were separated. Mother Gothel told Rapunzel that Flynn only wanted the crown. Rapunzel realized that Mother Gothel was lying. Rapunzel now knew that she was the lost princess. Suddenly, Flynn came to rescue Rapunzel, but Mother Gothel hurt him badly. She wanted Rapunzel to stay with her forever. If she could, she'd heal Flynn. But before she could heal Flynn, Flynn cut off her hair, which lost its magic. Without the magic, Mother Gothel turned into dust. Rapunzel was free, but Flynn was dying. "You were my only dream," Flynn said. One of Rapunzel's tears fell onto Flynn, and it healed him. Flynn brought Rapunzel to the castle, and the king and queen rushed to embrace their lost princess. The end. Lily Hanifah Ramadhani, SMP Muhammadiyah 8, Junior High School.
Oke, keren sekali. Tadi storytelling tentang Rapunzel ya Lily ya, keren banget. Nah sekarang kita lihat penampilan dari Noval yang mau kasih English speech nih tentang pidato tentang honesty in Islam. Silakan Noval.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honesty in Islam. When honesty is lost, then wait for the day of judgment. These are the words of Prophet Muhammad. They paint a picture of the time leading up to the day of judgment, when righteous people will be sorrowful due to the lack of honesty around them. In the 21st century, we live in a world where honesty is valued and yet shunned at the same time. We expect people to be honest in their dealings with us, yet we watch and applaud television shows and movies that promote and encourage lying and deceitfulness. Without thinking, we teach our children that dishonesty is acceptable. When we expect our children to tell the caller on the telephone, we are not home. This is a lesson in deceit. When we refuse invitations and pretend we are busy, this is lying. We admonish our children for lying. Yet the reality is we have been their teachers. Whether we tell lies or whether we allow our children to live in a world surrounded by deceit. The lesson is learned and the honesty begins to disappear from the hearts of the next generation. Oh, who you believe, fear God and be with those who are true in word and deeds. Quran 9:119. A true believer, one who is truly submitted to God, has many characteristics by which he can be identified. The most obvious of these noble characteristics are honesty of character and truthfulness to speech. Prophet Muhammad was a perfect example of honesty. Even before his prophethood, he had earned the titles of Al-Amin, the trustworthy one, and As-Sadiq, the truthful. Al-Amin, the Prophet Muhammad, once gathered all the people of Mecca and asked them, "Oh, people of Mecca, if I say that an army is advancing you from behind the mountains, will you believe me?" All said in one voice, "Yes, because we have never heard you telling a lie." All the people, without exception, swore to his truthfulness and honesty, because he had lived an unblemished and extremely pious life among them for 40 years. Prophet Muhammad warned us of dangers inherent of dishonesty and the benefits of living in an honest way. He said, "Truthfulness leads to righteousness, and righteousness leads to paradise." In addition, a man keeps on telling the truth until he becomes a truthful person. Falsehood leads to wickedness and evil doing, and wickedness leads to hell, fire. And a man may keep on telling lies till he is written before God as a liar. Sahih al-Bukhari. A true Islamic society is based upon honesty and justice, and is intolerant of dishonesty in all its various forms. Honesty in all business transactions is emphasized, and the Prophet Muhammad exhorts Muslims to be scrupulously honest in all their dealings. Abdullah ibn Umar was once described as the brother of the night. He would stand at night performing prayer, weeping, seeking God forgiveness, and reading Quran. One day he was sitting among some close friends and he read the following verses. "Who unto those who give short measure, those who when they are to receive their due from people, demand it be given in full, but when they have to measure or weigh whatever they owe to others, give less than what is due. Do they not know that they are bound to be raised from the dead on an awesome day? The day when all men shall stand from the sustainer of all the worlds." Quran 83:1-6. A Muslim seeking to please God and follow the path of righteousness should be aware of the danger and deceit and dishonesty. However, equally he should know that God is all merciful and loving, willing to forgive even the gravest sins for those who strive for His sake. Nafara Saditya, Jumlah High School Muhammadiyah 8. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Luar biasa sekali nih teman-teman, selamat ya. Nah, sebelumnya nih kakak pengen tahu juga nih, Noval tadi dapat ide kepikiran pidato tentang honesty in Islam itu dari mana tuh?
Karena saya pikir kejujuran itu perlu. Karena Nabi Muhammad pun mendapat gelar Al-Amin, yaitu yang dapat dipercaya. Berarti kalau dia berbohong, dia nggak bakal dipercaya warga-warga Mekah. Jadi dia terus dapat dipercaya dan selalu berbuat jujur. Maka dia mendapat gelar Al-Amin dan selalu disegani warga Mekah.
Jadi itu yang latar belakangnya ya, subhanallah. Nah, kalau Laila tadi juga di puisinya itu buatan kamu sendiri?
Iya, buatan sendiri.
Buatan sendiri, subhanallah. Tadi juga disinggung tentang konde dan ya, tentang ibu Indonesia yang sempat booming sebelumnya ya, tapi ini dilihat dari sisi Islamnya. Nah, apa yang melatar belakangi Lela tuh?
Menurut saya dalam puisi ini, saya sempat melihat puisinya Ibu Sukmawati juga. Dan jujur, saya terasa tersinggung juga sebagai umat Islam. Dan dari situ saya punya pemikiran untuk buat puisi tentang membalasnya itu dengan bahasa-bahasa yang indah. Bahasa-bahasa bahwa Islam itu indah, Islam itu damai. Dan cadar itu sebenarnya tuh beautiful dari Sari Konde. Dan semuanya itu indah.
Iya, jadi Islam is beautiful ya.
Ya.
Ya, subhanallah sekali. Dan kalau tadi Lili Rapunzel karena suka sama Rapunzel.
Iya,
juga
karena
ya?
saya
Salah
suka
satu.
suka nonton kartun-kartun. Saya suka
Favorit.
dongeng. Jadi saya pengen menceritakan Rapunzel.
Oke, keren banget semuanya. Nih aku kasih plus deh pokoknya buat semuanya. Terus berprestasi ya, jangan patah semangat dan tetap istiqomah ya. Terima kasih sekali teman-teman semuanya udah bisa hadir, dan juga teman-teman jangan lupa ya untuk terus saksikan program Aku Anak Indonesia di tvMu, TV Musim terbesar di Indonesia. Dan saya Vini Auliani mewakili seluruh kerabat kerja yang bertugas dan juga teman-teman yang ada di sini. Mohon pamit dulu dari hadapan teman-teman semuanya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.